Shalom, family. Welcome to another edition of Maccabees TV. It's your brother, Priest Danyaahla, Lions of Israel, Maccabees Alliance Council. Really quickly, before I get into my subject matter, I want to remind brothers and sisters that we have an event this upcoming Sunday. Ether on the Horizon, Part 2. Liar, Liar in the Lake of Fire. Sunday, November 11th. We're having an event in the Bronx, 823 Eagle Avenue. If you're in the New York area and you plan on attending, you have to let me know. If you plan on being in attendance, you have to let me know up front. There's limited space where we're having this. So you have to let me know if you're attending. All right? If you cannot attend and you want to see it, you can go to eventbrite.com. Eventbrite.com. It's going to be in the description box of this video. You can go to eventbrite.com and search for Israelite Avengers and the number 2. Israelite Avengers and the number 2. And you'll be able to find the event right there, and you can purchase the pay-per-view. Okay? And you'll be able to see it live. Brother Garfield, stay home, bro. I heard you today talking about you're gonna come to the event. For what? When you did your presentation, I didn't come. I didn't bother you. I fell back. Let you do you. But I heard you today talking about you're gonna show up. For what? And you're going to show up with 40 people, so-called former Bloods and all types of other stuff that you gave jobs to, and y'all going to show up deep. Brother, I don't know what that's about. I don't care what that's about. I'm in the street every Saturday in the same spot, so I don't care what that's about. That means nothing to an Israelite of all people. But brother, stay home. Stay home. You'll see the presentation when it comes out. After all, you said, I have no information. I have no primaries, and you're a good researcher and I'm not. So what do you care about what I'm presenting? Brother, stay home. I don't know if that was a joke or you were joking or if you were serious, but either way, brother, stay home and do you. I'm going to do me, and you'll see the presentation when it comes out. All right? So once again, this upcoming Sunday, the information is in the description box if you are interested, okay? Now, let's get to the real reason why I'm here. The name of the video that I'm doing today is called Ikiesha Shabazz is a Hero. Okay? If you're not familiar with this sister, she is an attorney, all right, who I have grown in the last couple of months to have a tremendous amount of respect for her. I'm going to make a long story short. Y'all can see right here. This is her YouTube page. If you want to learn more about the sister, this is her YouTube page right here. To make a long story short, she is basically taking on the case of one of the victims of scamming in our community. You had a young brother that was left an inheritance that gave $70,000 to a so-called conscious teacher in our community, who in return gave this brother back absolutely nothing. He basically was scammed out of $70,000, okay, by the so-called conscious community, by people who he had faith in, who he saw on video, that he believed in. So he made an investment with these people, or this person. And as a result of it, he was scammed out of $70,000. And he brought his case to the community. And if I'm not mistaken, the video before this, it was explained that he actually dealt with somebody else that was able to get him back some of his money, but that person took a percentage of the money. And somehow or another, this brother actually linked up with his sister, who is an attorney, and she is working on getting him his money back for free. In other words, she don't want a dime. In this day and time, where everyone is so self-absorbed and all about the money and fame and likes and so forth, everyone is so self-absorbed and self-centered. But someone to come forward in her position as an attorney that could easily fleece somebody vulnerable So vulnerable that gave their money to somebody out of trust. And for her to do this pro bono, I should say, on her own time is heroic, man. How many lawyers do you think would take on a case like this for nothing? With her experience and her background, which she details for you in the video before this one. So I have a lot of respect for this sister, a lot of respect. So I'm going to play a little bit of the video right here that she did last night. And I'm going to give a couple of commentaries on it after I'm done. About 4 minutes of the video, real quick. Real quick. About 4 minutes of the video. Let's go.
What's up, family? What's up, fam? It's your girl, Ike here. So I've been doing a lot of things, and I've been getting a lot of calls, and I've been getting a lot of messages from a lot of people who have said that they also have been victims of Brother Polite. And I think that there are a lot more people, and, it's like the floodgates are now opening. And so I've been getting a lot of messages, and unfortunately, I haven't had time to respond to them all. But this is what I'm going to do because it's just too many for me to ignore.
Now, that's powerful. We have to stop right there. She said she got so many messages about being scammed out of money about the same person. So many, she said she can't even ignore it. Because if you watched the video before this, she said she was going to deal with that one case for the $70,000 and then she didn't want to be bothered. But she's been getting so many messages from so many people about the same person. She said she cannot ignore it anymore. This is a problem. Now, let me be clear, because I'm going to talk about this at the end of the video. Scamming goes on in every community. It goes on in the Kemetic community. It goes on in the Christian community. It goes on in the Israelite community. It goes on amongst the Moors. It goes on amongst the atheists. There's scammers in every community. People that come into so-called consciousness and see an opportunity to victimize our people. We always talk about the white man, but a lot of us are being victimized by our own people. That's a fact. I'm going to talk about that a little later, but let's go.
I am in touch with some sources and authorities and things of that nature. So this is what I've been asked to do. I've been asked to compile a list. So I will do that. So if you have been a victim of Brother Polite and you have receipts, either text message conversation between yourself and him, or you have copies of the wire transfer like I showed, or if you have copies of Zelle transactions. I recently got messages that he has people sending money to Victoria. So I'm waiting for some of those receipts as well.
So basically the way the scam works is that when the people send the money in, they either send it to wife number one, which is Aminette, Juliet Smalls, or wife number two, Victoria. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Let's go.
As Aminette. So we've already established that now. That it just seems to be a conglomerate of people involved in this.
I should say allegedly. That's the thing to say. Allegedly. Let's go.
Enterprise. In any event, if you have receipts, and the other caveat to this is if you send me your information, I'm going to share it. So if you do not want your information to be public, don't send it to me. Don't email me. Don't tell me about it because I can't do anything with it if you don't want me to share it. Okay? So if you are going to be sending me that information, send it to my email at ikiespeaks@gmail.com. Ike Speaks. It's IKIE Speaks. IKIESPEAKS. Ike Speaks@gmail.com. Send me whatever copies of or screenshots or whatever proof you have. Send me that as well. As a little blurb. I need to know things like the date that the transaction occurred. That needs to be clear. I need to know what state the transaction occurred in, and that needs to be clear. And I also I need to know what amounts of money were sent. It's not enough for you to just say, I did some business with Trent, with Polite, and he robbed me. Right? That's not going to work. And I don't have time for the back and forth. So send me what I need. Send me what I'm asking you for. Okay? If you don't have it, that's cool. Everybody doesn't keep meticulous records. So you might not have it, especially if I've got messages from 2014, but I've got messages from as recent as October 2018.
Damn it. Did y'all hear that? She said she got messages from 2014, but she has messages as recent as 2018 October. That's last month. Somebody sent her a message saying they were taken out of money allegedly last month. This is crazy. Let's continue on just a little bit more.
People October 2018, and I'm watching some of I do see some of the comments, and people are like, how is people sending Brother Polite money still? Very simply, there are new people that come into the community, that come into the consciousness community, that become familiar with Polite every day, right? And so they don't know, they're not aware that this is happening, and they're not doing the research, right? We have surrendered intellectual curiosity for celebrity status. Oh, I can see the comments, y'all. I mailed you proof in your email, but you can blur the name of the person. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. I got receipts for you, sis. All right, but you put your phone numbers. I can't.
All right, so I'm gonna stop it right there for now because I don't want this video to be too long. Y'all can see her YouTube page right there. The last 2 videos she did was on the subject matter. This is a serious matter, okay? When you watch these videos, she lets you know that she's compiling evidence and passing it along to higher authorities that are planning on dealing with the situation. It is a serious situation. We're talking about people that are talking about they were taken for $70,000 here, $10,000 here, $2,000 here, $1,000 here. It's crazy. She said it's so many that she can't even ignore it, even though she wanted to ignore it in the beginning. Now, this is what I want to do from here, right? I hate to be the one to say it, right? Because a lot of people in the community seem like they're afraid to speak truth. I'm not afraid to speak truth. Truth is truth, right? I have to say, I told you so. And Captain Tazaryach told you so. When we saw this brother coming back in the community, we said, wait a minute. Before he comes back, we have to deal with this first. And it fell on deaf ears. Let me show y'all. This is an interview from a video that never actually went back up, right? So I called in first, and I was talking to Brother Sarnetta. And Tazaryach called in second, and he was talking to Brother Sarnetta. And we were asked about Polite. This is like 2-3 months ago. And before all this started happening, well, it was always happening for a long time, but before this became public, we were asked about that. And we gave advice, and the advice fell on deaf ears. Let's listen. Listen.
Let me move on to Captain Tazaryach. The Thriller in Manila, Captain. You know what I'm talking about. The Thriller in Manila. Are you willing to do a round 2, the Thriller in Manila, with you and Brother Polite, brother?
I'll probably never debate Polite.
What happened? Why not?
Right.
Because you was on it. You was on it last week. You were saying, yeah, we could probably work that.
Yeah, we could probably, okay, okay, now I'm speaking for myself. And so for me, myself in this community, whether I consider myself in the conscious community or not, I do deal with a lot of people in there, and I carry myself with a certain level of integrity. And I did make that statement last week, but then I have not watched the Polite video until after that. And after watching that Polite video, I think it would disrespect my reputation.
Which one?
All the ones where money is his religion.
Okay.
He's about money.
Okay, I got
shit
you.
like that. So I look at it like he's only coming here. He's not coming here to really benefit the people. He's coming here to benefit himself. And when he's finished raping the people, he'll leave again.
Now check this out. I can make shit happen. Nobody does it better than Sarnetta. What if we do it for no money, Captain? Now what's your excuse?
I mean, well, that's not really an excuse. That's the truth.
All right, but we can give something to the people. We could give something to the people. What if we do it for no money? With nobody getting no money.
Can I say something about that? Because I'm gonna.
Hold on, I want Captain to answer that.
I'm gonna be the one to be the bad
I want y'all to listen to what I say. Listen.
guy. I'm helping my captain out. Hold on, I'm gonna be the one to be the bad guy, right? How could you ask, Senator, listen, honestly, how could you ask someone like Captain Tazaryach, I'm saying, who's also a dignitary in our community, you know what I'm saying, and in general, people, who's highly respected, how can you ask him to sit down with someone who's so much controversy is swirling around them and doesn't even have the decency to come back in the community and address the situation head on? That needs to be addressed before there's any debate. And I'm not talking about in a broad sense. Individual by individual that has made accusations about how money being stolen needs to be addressed name by name and showed how the situation was remedied.
Now, right. Did y'all hear what I said? Individuals need to be addressed name by name and show how the situation was remedied. We gave this advice like 3 months ago before this lawyer, this sister, ever came forward in public. She's been doing this behind the scenes. But when the question was asked, we said exactly what she's doing now. We want name by name by name by name. How was this fixed? Because it was too many. Like she said, it was too many. Let's go.
Video. I got a video that I did. I didn't put it out yet.
Not a broad question, name by name.
Go ahead.
And if I could add one more thing, even if we did it for free, I think the people. I remember I did a sit down with you. I think it was me, you, Herman Small, Solomon was out there that day, and I was talking about it's the people and we're the leaders. I think the people would look at me with disgust if I debated polite.
I don't think so. I don't think so, brother. I think that's a runaway. I don't think so, brother.
Listen, I've been called plenty of things. One thing I ain't never been called is disingenuous, dishonest, or didn't love my people. So I'll take all of that. I'll take the running. I'll take all of it. But one thing I'll never be accused of is robbing my people, misleading them, or not caring about them. And so they matter more to me than debating Polite. And Polite's my man. Like, I talk to Polite. You know what I mean? I actually like Polite, just like I like Seti. But as far as debating, like, he has a lot that he has to answer to. And it's just been too easy for him to just walk in this community like the nigga just went on a vacation. Like, it's like the nigga was locked up or some shit like that, and he just allowed to come back.
All right, I'll tell you what then. See, because this is what I want to do. This is what I would like to do.
Now, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being real. Besides myself and Tazaryach and Solomon from In the Black, everybody else been awfully silent since this brother been back in the community. I shouldn't say everybody. Maybe I haven't seen the other videos, so I'm going to take that back. But a lot of brothers that should be talking been real quiet. But when it wasn't popular, me and Captain was like, nah, he gotta explain this stuff. He has to explain this stuff. And we told Sarnetta, that's his man. We told Sarnetta Strip, now we know that's your guy, but he has to explain himself. And that's not the popular position amongst a lot. A lot of dudes rather be quiet. I'm not talking about Polite. Yeah, you're not, but we are. Because our people been scammed. If you love your people, what do you mean you ain't talking about it? What do you mean you have nothing to say about it? You don't love your people, man. Love is not a noun, it's a verb, man. It's an action. You show your people you love your people by your actions. Straight up. Let's go.
What if I set up an appointment which you can have, and you and Danyaahla can cross-examine him and ask him every question y'all want on what y'all talking about right now? How about that?
I don't think it should just.
And we'll come on and cross the goddamn line, Tazaryach. We'll cross the line, brother.
But you gotta understand.
It's not just us. Don't you see that Solomon did a 2-hour video on this stuff too, and he's not an Israelite. You see what I'm saying? He's more leans to what you're dealing with. A lot of people have a problem with this. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people feel like it hasn't been resolved. Hold
on, Danyaahla. You said Solomon did a 2-hour show on what?
On Polite coming back in the community and not having answered for all the charges that are against him. He did a 2-hour. Hold on. So he did a 2-hour show on Polite, but he didn't do
a 10-minute show on OGOT?
That's that. Now you okay? I get you, but that's not the subject.
I don't know nothing about but my thing is.
Okay.
But my thing is.
So you're funny dude, man.
I don't know. Hey, son, you gonna have to fill me in on that OGOD part because I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But my thing is, he ain't gotta face me. He ain't did nothing to me.
Right.
The people that listen. I was on the airport. Like I fly a lot. I was at Newark Airport. It's like 7 in the morning.
But you know what? Let me say this. Let me ask you this, Captain. Mm-hmm. If I was to get Dr. Umar Johnson to come, and would you debate Umar Johnson, Captain?
I don't think Umar would do that.
Brother, I ain't asked you that. I didn't ask you that. Will you sit down and debate with Umar Johnson, brother?
I couldn't say that I would. I would probably talk to Umar first, and I guarantee you the debate wouldn't be on the table.
Come on, brother. No, that's not what I'm asking you. I'm saying if he willing to debate you, will you debate Umar Johnson?
I can't say that I would. I'm being honest here. I couldn't say that I would debate Umar Johnson.
What about you? What about you, Danyaahla? Would you interview Dr. Umar Johnson?
Would I entertain him, you said?
Yes.
You said interview? I would interview Umar Johnson.
Yes, I would interview him.
Would you let Umar Johnson come into the house and sit down with you and all that? And
Umar Johnson?
Yeah.
Okay, I see where you're going. I see where you're going with that, Senator. Basically, the same principle applies to everybody in the community, whether it's me, whether it's Captain Tazaryach, whether it's you. Right. The same principle applies to everyone. If there are allegations against you in the community that's publicly known, you have to answer to those things before you do anything else. And so I'm going to finish that real quick. So we understand. I know where you're coming from. You're trying to say that there's allegations against Umar. So he too will have to answer the allegations against him before we do anything else. That's only right. It's only right.
But see, I offered that to Polite to be on my show for that very purpose. I offered that. So
damn, you should have told me, man. I would have got him on there.
It was supposed to be last week.
No, but you ain't tell me what the topic was, brother. That's what I mean. If you would have let me know, like, I would have told him, yo, man, you need to go on that show. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, I got you. But see, like, that's one thing. Like, I offered, to interview Polite. I would interview him. You said debate him. To interview him, yes, I would interview. I think he should.
That's what I asked you. And you said no. I said, yo, would you interview him? And you said no.
I thought you just said debate him.
No, brother. I would love for you to interview him because only you will bring out the right goddamn questions that the people would want to hear, brother. see me, I'm gonna be a little soft on him and shit, but you.
And that's and you know what? I'm gonna end it right there. That's not good. If there are this many people that are coming forward with this many allegations, this is not the time to be soft on somebody. This is not what we do. This is not what we do. If we love our people, this is not what we do. All right. So I want to say this, right? If you heard what I said, right, because the question was posed about Umar Johnson, I said it doesn't matter who it is. If there's scamming going on in the community and it can be proven, it needs to be addressed. It needs to be remedied. I'm under no illusion that scamming is not going on in every community. This is not an isolated incident. This is something that's going on across the board in all communities. The only difference between this and those other scams that have gone on in the community is that this is actually able to be documented because there was wire transfers going on, money being transferred through Zelle, through the Cash app, and through other mechanisms. That's the reason why it's able to be proven, and that's the reason why it could allegedly, if it's true, if the evidence is there, it could lead to some very, very serious repercussions in this case. But make no mistake about it, scamming has gone on through all the communities. I'm a Hebrew Israelite, and I witnessed scamming going on in my days when I was in the original Israelite school. I've told y'all about it many times. The school had something called the oil department. This is in the early to mid 90s, when selling, having oil tables on the street was big business. Oils and incense selling, that was big business. Brothers was making $200, $300, $400, $500 a day selling oils and incense on the street here in New York City anyway. And what you had was you had a certain scam that was going on in the school. It was something called a sack day. I've told y'all about this before. Brothers would go out and be out on a table 7, 8, 9 hours in all the elements, whether it was hot, 100 degrees, whether it was cold, 30 degrees, 20 degrees. Brothers would be out there selling oils and incense daily, diligently. And they had something called a sack day. The word sack is short for sacrifice day. And you never knew when it was. Well, you would be out in the streets in the elements all day long. And you come back with your money that you made. And you're told by people you look up to, that you respect, that you revere, that are supposed to be your teachers, so you respect them. You're told today is a sacrifice day. What is a sacrifice day? Meaning everything you made, you had to turn in and go home with nothing. That's not in the scriptures. That's not in the law. The law says you pay a man every damn day. That's what it says. But they had the scam set up, playing on brothers' emotions, because brothers respected and revered and looked up to men. And so they would come back and they would go home empty-handed after making $500. And if you had a wife and children, you go home and tell your wife and children, I didn't make nothing today because today's a sacrifice day. That destroyed people. I witnessed this. That was a scam. But everybody wasn't scammed. After a while, some brothers got hip to the game and decided, you know what? If I made $500, when I go back, I'm only turning in $250. And if they sack that, oh well, I got $250 in my pocket they know nothing about. That's what brothers was doing. Not everybody. You got some brothers that are mad today because they were actually really sheep and didn't pick up. But after a while, certain brothers, especially brothers from the street, they got hip to the game. You're not sacking me. I'm not staying outside for 8 hours and going home with nothing. That was a scam. That was a scam. We've all heard the stories about in the Nuwabian community, allegedly. I wasn't there, I don't know. Brothers getting beat down because they didn't sell enough books. We've heard those stories. We've heard stories about the Nation of Islam, brothers not selling too many newspapers, allegedly, getting beat down. We hear about so-called Umar Johnson scamming. We heard about young Pharaoh allegedly scamming people. And the list goes on and on and on and on and on in our community. And it's sad. It's sad. It's sad. But in this particular case, it's so prevalent, it's so many, that the sister was moved to intervene. And what she's doing is unprecedented because a lot of people seem like they're scared to talk about it for whatever reason. I'm not afraid. I wasn't afraid when I did that interview I just showed y'all, and I'm not afraid now to say the truth. This has to stop. I want to explain something, the difference between scamming and not scamming, though. Because I own a business. I'm a business owner, right? So I'll use my household as an example. I have a business. My wife has a business. There was a couple of times when people ordered something from me, right? And you know what I'm saying? I sell the hats. I call it the Hebrew crowns, right? I sell the hats. And I have some hats that look pretty similar to each other. Not quite the same, but similar to each other. And because I'm busy sometimes, I'll get an order. And I'll kind of, in one particular case, I'll use one particular case. I got an order. And I looked at the order and I shipped the hat out. And when the brother got the hat, he emailed me back and said, that's not the hat I ordered. And so I went back and I looked and I was like, dang, man, I was moving too quick. I didn't really look at what he ordered. He actually ordered a different hat. It was similar, but it was a different hat. You know what I did? I told the brother, that's my fault. I'm running the business, not you. That's my fault. It's not your fault. You keep the hat that you have, and I'm going to send you the one you ordered. That's me. That's me. Another example recently, my album. I just really built my website. An individual ordered my album off the website, right? Because I built the website, there were some glitches still in the website. So the person ordered the album and only was able to download one single, and that was it. And so I got a text message from the individual saying, look, I tried to download your album. It only gave me a single, but that's okay. Don't worry about it because I'm really just want to support you in the work that you're doing. I respect you. I said, no, 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 no. I said, while they're fixing the website, trying to look for the glitch, I have this in a zip file, the album in a zip file. I'm going to email you the zip file. You paid your money. I'm going to email you the zip file. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that there are instances when you have a small business where mistakes happen. That's not scamming somebody. When something happens, you rectify the situation right away. There have been instances where people have ordered other things off the website and we didn't see the email right away. The email might have been sitting in our inbox for like a week or so. For some reason, some type of oversight, we miss it. And the person will send us an email like, yo, I ordered something a week ago and I didn't get it. And it was simply an oversight on our part. You know what we do? We ship the person the product that they ordered. And a lot of times my wife will throw in a couple of other products from our website free of charge because that's our bad. It happens when you have small businesses. So you have a lot of people in the community that have small businesses that things happen. That's not scamming. Scamming is when somebody orders something, they give you money, they give you $70,000 for something, and they get nothing in return. Nothing in return. Scamming is somebody goes out and works for your business and come back and you hit them with a couple of scriptures that you take out of context and tell them that they're not even entitled to the money that they work for that day. They're going to go home empty-handed to their family. That's scamming. That's scamming. Beating people down because they didn't sell enough books or newspapers, allegedly. That's scamming. All of that stuff is evil and wicked and needs to be removed out of our community. But this right here that the sister is doing, because it's documented, it's pretty cut and dry, man. And for me personally, what she's doing, I respect her, man. I respect what she's doing. I respect it. We'll see how it turns out. My advice is that all I can say to the brother that's under investigation, if it's not true, now will be a good time to come out and, like I said before, address each allegation one by one and show how it was rectified and clear your name. That's the way it goes. With that, I say peace, Israel. Shalom.